Yes, assalamu alaikum.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullah.
Good evening, all from Egypt, and welcome, Mrs. Salma.
Thank you very much.
We are going to start our session today, and I would like to welcome all our attendees. Would you please, Ms. Salma, tell them about yourself?
Pardon? I'm sorry, I didn't really catch that. I'm sorry, I couldn't really hear that clearly. I'm not sure why it worked just fine before.
Okay, I think there's a delay in the broadcasting. Okay,
Okay.
so okay, do you hear me now, Ms. Salma?
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, would you please tell them about yourself in short? And it's all yours now. You can start your session and we would like to hear from you.
Okay, so I can start sharing my screen now.
Yes, okay, you can.
Okay, thank you very much for the time being. Okay, I hope all of you can see this. Is it able? Can you see this?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. So may I start from now or should I perhaps introduce myself first?
Yes, okay, you can introduce yourself first.
Okay, so thank you very much for the opportunity from Willow English Community Hub. It is a pleasure and it is an honor for me to be here. So my name is Salma Almardiah and I'm an undergraduate student of English language teaching in Universitas Negeri Malang in Indonesia. So I am currently in my last year and it is a very great chance for me to be able to share a little bit of what I have been learning. And I hope that a little bit of what I will be sharing to you will be benefit and you can try to do it perhaps in your classrooms or even for yourself or the people that you know.
Thank you very much.
Yes, so may I proceed with it?
Yes, okay, go on.
Okay, so today I will be presenting a little bit about speaking English. So in this case, I am going to be using a certain application. And so like my title says, it says speaking English is a piece of cake. Now, please do remind me if I speak too fast because I tend to speak very fast when I'm very nervous or when I'm very excited to explain about things. So I hope that what I'll be giving to you, you can learn something from it and you can try to implement this for your good. Okay, so I'll proceed.
Okay, go on.
So I would like to welcome all of you. And if you can, please kindly try to open menti.com so you can open on your phone or perhaps on your laptop on a new tab and type in on the search bar menti.com. I can show it to you on my phone here. So hold on, I will get it. I will connect to it first because I think it closed because I didn't use it. So, okay. Okay, so you can open Mentimeter on your website, perhaps on your phone or either on your laptop. So please open menti.com and enter this code that I'm sharing to all of you here. So enter 308316, or you can just scan this QR code right here. So I want to just know a little bit about what you guys think about speaking English and perhaps the things that you've been doing to practice it. And basically in here, we can have some sort of an interactive session. So I want to know whether you can try to talk to me about it. So let's head to the questions. So please open menti.com and then enter this code. Okay, I can see that some of you have wrote something. So how does speaking English make you feel? For example, someone write anxious and another person wrote nervous. And yes, these are definitely the feelings that we get. Little bit nervous, very good. Okay, maybe anyone else can add something up? Excited, okay, good. That's really interesting. And yeah, as for us whose English is not their first language, we tend to feel really nervous. We feel scared if we say something wrong or if we say something grammatically incorrect, and we're afraid if other people are judging us because we said something that is not correct. Like someone here says scared. Hey, I'm scared too. Even right now I'm speaking, I'm still feeling really nervous because I'm afraid I said something wrong. So, okay, relaxed, very good. Now let's move on to the next question. I want you to answer this one. So how do you guys try to practice speaking English? Do you try to practice it with a friend, or maybe you try to watch a video on YouTube, or do you try to do other things? So what do you guys try to do? How do you try to practice speaking English? Okay, by reading, very good. You can try to read out loud. Or someone wrote recording myself talking. Movie, that's also a very good one. Movies give a great example of how we can try to speak English because the actors are usually native speakers. Okay, and then repeat your routine, watching a British movie, chat with friends. That's very interesting. Okay, thank you very much everyone for your participation. These are a lot of the things that we can do when we want to practice speaking English. Okay, let's head back to the presentation. So basically now I understand that a lot of you try to think about speaking English differently. Some of you find it really nerve-wracking. Some of you finds it really scary. Some of you might find it excited and it's something challenging for you to do. And it is indeed different for everyone. And including the ways to practice speaking English, some of you might prefer to watch a movie. Some of you prefer to talk to someone who can speak in English as well, so that you can get like immediate feedback and so on and so forth. So in this presentation, I will be sharing to you about one way or two things to try to still improve our speaking skills even though we're at home currently and we can't really meet our teachers, for example, our English teachers or our English lecturers and so on. So like I said in my title, I said speaking English is a piece of cake. So what do you guys think about a piece of cake here means? Do you think speaking a piece of cake mean like literally a cake, like a birthday cake? Or what do you guys think about it? What does a piece of cake mean to you? Is it actually like an actual cake that you can eat, or what do you guys think about it? And oh yeah, okay, very good, Nick. Piece of cake means very, very easy. It is something that is easy to do. So for example, you can say that, oh, my homework is a piece of cake. That means it's really easy to do. Well done, everyone. Thank you very much. So this is what we call idioms. So in English, we have certain like expressions. In Indonesia, we have a lot of idioms. Maybe you, Indonesian audience, can type in something in the chat box. So you can write maybe idioms that you know that other people might know the meaning of, or you can write that idiom with the English translation. I'm pretty sure in Arabic you also have a lot of idioms as well, right? So you can maybe share a little bit of that in the chat box if you wish. And basically, I want to share to you about the English idioms that you might know or you might not know. So now try to go back to menti.com again. So try to refresh it and open the new code in here, 511222, or also scan this QR code right here. So if you can open Menti again and then enter the new code, this one, and this QR code right here. So we'll head to Menti and okay. Now this is the expression that I'm going to be showing to you. Are you just saying that to butter me up? So now what does this expression mean? Now all of you must know what butter means, right? Butter means a dairy product that you can put on a bread. And it means like something that you're going to eat your bread with, perhaps with milk or with cheese and something else. But actually, what does it exactly mean to butter me up? Does it really mean that you're going to put some butter on something? Okay. So someone said too, it is to tell important information. Okay. Someone else said, are you just trying to flatter me? Okay, this is a very interesting one. And the next one, you're just trying to make me feel better. Okay, now I'm going to tell you about what actually butter me up means. So to butter someone up, it actually means to say nice things to someone in order to get what you want. So in Indonesia, we have a certain word for this. I believe it starts with M. If you can find what it is, you can write it in the chat box if you wish. It starts with an M and it goes on with an O for in Indonesian, but I'm not sure if in Arabic you have the word. But in Indonesian, we call it modus in a way. So that means it is when we want to get something, we want to get someone to do something that we want to do, but we try to say nicely to them. So the person who said to flatter me up, that's true because you're trying to flatter someone in order to get on their good side. It doesn't mean that you want to put some butter on your bread or anything like that. Okay, so this is the example. You can say, stop buttering me up, things like that. Okay, now I want you to try this little game. So, okay, people have already chosen their nicknames. So I'm going to use this idiom. It's kind of like a pop quiz for all of you. Anyone can join. There is no punishments if you get wrong answers. You can get high answers if you answer correctly and also fast enough. But if you do not answer it, if you do get correct answers and you win, I'm not sure if I have any prizes right now, but let's see. Okay, if anyone else wants to join, you can join in. So we're going to guess what would you call it? How to complete a certain idiom or a certain expression. Maybe you know how to do this, maybe you know how to do that. So let's just start the quiz. So you can answer fast in order to get more points. So this is the sentence. I have a lot on my blah, 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 blah. And the hint is it is when you're super busy. So answer either wheel, plate, or desk. So you can say, how would you guys call it? When you're super busy, do you say I have a lot on my wheel, my plate, or my desk? Okay, so the result on my plate. Okay, very good, well done. So maybe some of us wrote desk because we often have our work on our desk, like our laptops, other things that we need to grade and so on. But in this case, plate actually refers to the amount of work that you have to do. It means that you're really busy. So you can say, I have a lot on my plate. Okay, so now we have, so the leaderboard. Oh, okay, very well done. Okay, so you can see in here the people who got top scores. Well done to all of you. Okay, now let's go on to the next one. So I have another quiz. So please, anyone who wants to join in, just this one, or yeah, this one. So to say, let me sleep, blah, 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 blah. And it means you will be waking up later. Is it let me sleep more, let me sleep in, or does it mean let me sleep late? So which one do you think is the correct word for this expression? Either one from these three options. Okay, so the answer is let me sleep in. Yes, you will be waking up later, but the expression doesn't go let me sleep late. But the idiom actually goes let me sleep in, which means that you'll be waking up later. For example, you can say, oh, I have a test tomorrow. Please let me sleep in. You'll be waking up later because you're too tired to join the test very early in the morning. Okay, so then to the leaderboard. As you can see, okay, well done. So this is just a fun game that I just wanted to play with all of you. Okay. Okay, now okay, congratulations for Joanne. Okay, now let's go back to our presentation. So that was just a little bit of a intermezzo that we could play. So Cake, like I was saying, Cake is an English learning English app that you can speak English with. You can really try to boost your vocabulary, your understandings about idioms and English expressions, and it's really great to use. And you can actually install it after this. So I will show it to you. So Cake is where we try to learn English in context so you understand how the words are actually being used in real time. So for example, in here, you can learn real English expressions and phrases from YouTube. And in here, they're completed with subtitles and drills. You can also try to simulate conversations. So within the applications, there are a lot of recordings done by native speakers that you can practice speaking with. In addition, you can also check your pronunciation using AI speech recognition. So you can get feedbacks by recording your voice, and it is really that simple. It's really simple to use this application, and I think you will find a lot of use for it. Okay, so let's try it out. You can either scan the QR code in here to install the Cake app, or you can go head straight to the Play Store on your smartphones and give the app a go. and I will demonstrate it for you also. But yeah, just try to search for Cake English app and it will appear. It has, I will show it to you how it looks like. So, okay. Okay, so this is the app. It looks like this exact icon right here, and you can find it on your Play Store or on I'm not sure if it's available on iOS, but it is available on Google Play Store. And this is Cake in here. So you just click on it. This is what it looks like. So Cake is just an application to learn English, and you can actually choose in what language you want to learn. They have the option of Indonesian, so it's great, but I'm not sure if they have Arabic. So what you do is actually you try to log in first. So in here you can use your Google account, and they will save your progress, and it's really great to use. And in here, you can actually track your learning record. So for example, you learned yesterday and the day before that, so they will record that for you. So like they can see how many days you've been learning in a row. They can even see the total learning time, for example. In here, I have learned that long, apparently. And you can also watch, they will also show the videos that you have watched, also how many days in a row that you've completed. Another great thing about Cake is that you can actually set your very own goal. Oh, for Hassan, I'm not sure if it is available on the App Store. It is available on Android on the Google. Okay, so it's available in iOS-based one. Thank you very much. So yeah, you can actually set your very own daily goal because everyone must be very different. Maybe someone is a busy bee, so you can try to set your goal on 5 minutes, for example. You can also set it to 10 minutes or even 60 minutes a day if you want. So you're an enthusiastic learner. I hope all of you are like that. So then there are several things that you can do on Cake. So I will show it to you right here. So they will show several videos based on expression here, even things that they recommend you for. For example, like this, I think that's a bit too much. And then you can also find out the answer like this. You can
I'm still feeling salty about last week.
So you can listen to actual conversations in here, for example.
I'm still feeling salty about last week.
And
Just get over it.
okay. And then you can also try to practice your pronunciation by clicking on this mic button right here. I'm still feeling salty about last week. I'm still feeling salty about last week. So it's really that easy. And when you actually make mistakes, for example, I will make the mistake over here. Let's see. This one.
Just get over it.
Just oops. Just So just like that, they actually can see in which part you might have made like this one. They cannot read out this over it, so then they cross that out. And this A grade here and the C, yes, they are the grade. So you got an A here and you got a C here. It's really great. You can click on this bubble box right here.
Just get over it.
To listen to the native speaker's pronunciation, and you can also replay what you said. So you can compare what you have said with what they're saying so that you can keep on using this and using that and using this and using that. You can also repeat the things that they said. Okay. Now, there are a lot of different things that you can do. They even have the subscription box right here. So it's a bit like YouTube. You can add to a lot of different channels that you want to listen to. For example, maybe you're learning with your children. You want to learn with English for children. Maybe you're the person who likes to watch like gossips. You can watch Celebrity English. Maybe you're into serious things, so you can watch this English lecture series. It's really personalized, so you can really choose what you want to learn. You can even choose things like Talking Tom, for example. Maybe you like Talking Tom, and even things about romance and dating, things like that. And then basically in here, for example, I have Peppa Pig and then teacher. I actually recommend Peppa Pig. It's actually a great show for English for beginners because the pronunciations being said are really clear. So I'm going to show you. Okay, so wait, in the search button here, you can also search for more categories, even things as specific, as for example, you want to search for Marvel comics, you can even do that. They will show really absolutely anything to you, and you can just choose anything that you want. This one on the microphone button right here, you can try this. So they have this speak part. So I think this is a lot like the previous one. I have done this one, and you can listen.
Do you have a funny friend that never fails to make you laugh with their great jokes?
It's great that they also have this explanation beforehand, so you know what you're learning about. So this is the example.
What are you doing?
And then I have already recorded mine.
What are you doing?
So you can also click on it again
What are you
to
doing?
check on your pronunciation whether you say something is right or not. So that's for the speak part. And then also we have the library right here. So in library, you can watch the videos that you have watched before. You can even bookmark on the videos that you really like, and you can watch it over and over again. For example, I'll show you this one.
In a few moments, you will.
So basically, if you watch the video, it will come like this. It will be appearing like this. So you have the video right here, and the subtitle is given right here. You can choose on the speed of the things that are being said. So on this 1 times, you can change it to 0.75, so it's slower.
Pass through these doors, and
Lower than what it was. You can even make it repeat everything.
in a few moments, you will pass through these doors and join your classmates. In a few moments, you will pass through.
Repeat that over and over again, so you can hear everything that is being said, and you're not missing anything at all. In addition, you also have this one, this button right here. So you can actually tap on these words that are being highlighted to see the definitions. For example, you don't know the meaning of moments, and you can click on that, and then the definition will come right down below here. You can also search for the other words that are being highlighted. For example, like we have here, few, pass, through, doors, join, and classmates. So it comes right here. So what is a moment? It is an indefinitely short period of time or instant. Okay. And also you can drill. So in this one, the drill one here is when you want to stress on the things that you want to say only on this one. So you can click on that, but I will just show you this one for now.
Through these doors and join your classmates.
Keep an eye on the staircases. Keep an eye on the staircases.
So that's
Keep an eye on the staircases. They like to change.
Staircases. So you can press drill, this one.
They like to change. 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 They like to change.
And I think that's very great to hear kids. So that's basically about what you can do in Cake. So I'm going to show you a little bit more on here. Okay. So. So basically, these are several of the cool things that I found about Cake. So the first one is that you can check on your progress, like what I showed you before. You can see how well you have been doing, how many times you've been learning about things, the things that you have watched, you can also review. So you can see whether you can understand something or not. And then also you can drill really easily. Sometimes when you listen to like a podcast or a movie, for example, and you hear this certain line, for example, like they said before, keep an eye on the staircase, and you want to hear on that word again, it's very hard for you because you have to like go back to the exact second, like the exact time that it was being spoken. But in Cake, they have already designed it for that in that way, so that like when you only press the drill part, they will just continue to repeat that side and repeat that part over and over and over again. So it really helps without having us to manually go back and put to rewind the time back to what we wanted them to say. And it's also great that you get feedback like what I showed you before. So they're really detailed. They can sense whether you're missing one word or even just 2 words, and it's really great. Okay, so these are also several other reasons as to why I recommend using Cake. There are actually a lot of speaking practices that you can do. For example, you can learn the topics that you want. Cake is very personalized. You can learn about absolutely anything that you want, like movies, traveling videos, and maybe like films and things like that. You can also drill at your own pace, like I showed before. You can set your own your very own goal. Maybe you want to learn for 5 minutes or even for 60 minutes in a day. You can do it. It's up to you. Also, you can also review understandings, and it is important because you can really check whether you understand something or not, and Cake can really help you with this. Okay, and also I just want to remind you on this one. I believe that Cake is also another tool to assist, just like any other language learning apps. But again, the power to progress or not is still in your hands. You have the power to keep moving on or just being stuck on the same place. Consistency is the key, and that is why you need to keep on moving forward, no matter how small the steps you take. And also to try to be more confident and practice the expressions you learn. We really do learn by doing. If we try to practice the words that we hear, we try to say it out loud in a contextual situation, it will really help you to remember these words and memorize it better. So you can try to write it down or maybe say it out loud and use this application. It really helps. So these are several other apps that maybe you're familiar with. I'm pretty sure some of you are familiar with these ones. So the first one we have Anki, and then we have Duolingo. This one is a very popular one. And then we also have Lingo blah blah. For Anki, it's great because it offers digital flashcards. So you can actually use a lot of different flashcards and you can drill your language skills and your vocabulary. Now for Duolingo, it is that way you can gamification. So you can gamify the way of learning English. And for Lingo blah blah, it is where you can try to find a partner from anywhere to speak English with. So before I conclude, I just want to say that mistakes are proofs that you are trying. So don't be afraid of making mistakes. In language learning, it is not impossible to make mistakes. Everyone is afraid to make mistakes. But you know what? That is why exactly we need to keep on moving on. That is exactly the proofs that we have been trying all this time and that we need to be better and be better and be better. So remember that they are mistakes are actually proofs that you are trying. So don't be afraid to make them. Okay, so I think that is all that I can give you for today. Thank you very much for participating. I actually designed a little bit of a quiz that you can try anytime you want. So you can screenshot this perhaps, or I can also share it later. You can copy this Kahoot link or also scan this QR code. I use Kahoot in this case. I'm not sure if you know how to use Kahoot, but I think a lot of people is familiar with that. So in my Kahoot, I shared some of the idioms which are related to classroom language, and you can give that a try. Perhaps you can also start using them in your upcoming classes. So I'm very sorry if I made a lot of mistakes. I'm pretty sure I do, but then again, we shouldn't be afraid of making them. But like we need to improve it. We need to correct and somehow improvise ourselves to become better. And if you would like to ask and discuss further, please do not hesitate to contact me via email. This is my email address. So once again, thank you very much everyone for participating and paying attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi. We do appreciate your great effort, Ms. Salma. Thanks for your outstanding apps. Thank you all.
Yes, thank you very much.
Our great attendees, yes, thank you.
Yes.
Our great attendees, don't miss our coming session after a quarter of an hour with Mr. Marco Webicino, yes, about fast stone capture, a quick and easy way to create your educational videos. Keep tuned. Yes. Thank you, Ms. Salman. Thank you all. Thank you for our attendees. Thank you, Muhammad.
Thank you very much for all our attendees. And if you have any questions, if you feel like you want to ask any question, just write your question in the chat box and Mrs. Salma is going to answer you.
I would like to ask about something, Ms. Salma, about the educational apps. Is there any site for students to receive and teachers to receive the students' homework sheets or quizzes to be corrected, such as quizzes or Quizlet? Is there any app, other app, are there any other apps are like that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, there are actually a lot of applications that we can use, especially nowadays. I think we have everything in our mobile phones and they're available for free. So I usually use Google Classroom. I find it really helpful because nearly everyone has Google accounts and they can access it And it is very helpful to organize things. You can organize things based on the topics being taught. You can organize it based on the materials being taught, and also things like the assignments that you give to them. So I would really recommend the use of Google Classroom because it's really
Yes.
simple to use.
Fantastic.
Okay. There are some other questions, Mrs. Salma, for you in the chat box. Could you check your chat box?
Yes, I can. Okay. So I will just answer from the most recent one. Is that okay, Mr. Mohammed?
Sorry, again?
Is it okay if I answer from the most recent one?
Yes, it's okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much. So from Miss Ulfanita, how long have I been using the application in studying? So I believe this is related to cake, yes? For cake itself, I have just been using this recently, but I believe it has a lot of great potentials to be used in for especially nowadays during this pandemic situation. We can try to use cake for autonomous learning. So we can try to share this app in perhaps our Google Classroom with our students and ask them to make their very own accounts and have them to screenshot their daily goals in the things that they have learned and so on. Because from there, we can see whether they have really learned something from there. We can also make like new exercises, like making them do voice recordings based on the expressions that they've learned. I believe this application has a lot of potentials, but as for teaching in a classroom, I have not yet done it before, but I do plan to do that. So thank you, Miss Ulfanita. And proceeding to Miss Sad Sabri Essa, how long can it take me to improve my pronunciation like you? Well, I am I am very very honored. I feel like I don't deserve to be said something this nice because I don't think my pronunciation is that great. But I believe that it is not impossible to improve our pronunciations. As human beings, we can still learn how to be better, because I am also still learning. I still make mistakes in my sentences and pronunciation. For my strategy, however, to improve my accent, I would say to try to get used to the accent as much as you can. For example, in cake, you actually have the option to choose British channel. Maybe you're into British channel more, or maybe you're into American more. You can choose the specific accent that you want and try to be consistent in using that one. That way you will be more used to what you are learning. So for me, myself, for example, I like to listen to the Australian one or the British one, and I tend to only watch the videos about that. I try to also practice it when I'm at home with my brothers, with my sisters. I try to practice it with my friends. So I find practicing really helpful. And for any level applied in the application, or for the application cake itself, you can start from very young learners. For example, back then I showed Peppa Pig, which I believe would be great to be accessed by young learners. Even me myself, I still enjoy Peppa Pig. So it's actually great to be taught from young learners even to adult, because they also have channels about business English, I believe, which would be of interest for those who are more into working world, like they are more about that. And then another one, Miss Ulfanita, where do I live in Indonesia? I live in Malang, so it's in East Java, Indonesia. I live in the same city as my university. Thank you very much, everyone, for your support. I do believe I understand a lot more now. And then Miss Ulfanita also added, would you share us all applications you usually use to study English? I think the applications will be useful for those who study English from home. Okay, I can tell you. So other than I use Cake, I also use Duolingo, but that's only sometimes. I also find Memrise, if you have heard about that. Memrise. Memrise is very good. They have the actual video of the native speakers saying it themselves, so you can see how their mouths are shaping, and it really helps you to be able to pronounce things correctly. That's from Ms. Ulfanita. I hope that answers your question. And oh, I'm so sorry for those who have just joined menti.com and haven't managed to vote in time. I hope you guys can try to at least access the Kahoot one, because it's really fun. I try to design it as fun as I can, and you can try to access it. You don't have to download the application. You can just access it through a website. So it's on kahoot.it, I think. Okay, so I think that's from everyone. And then so the next one is applications for grading students' homework automatically. Oh, okay. So like I said before about the Google Classroom, actually it's great because you have this option where students can submit their work there and you can also grade it right there as well. You can even keep corrections on there. It's really helpful. I find Google Classroom really interesting to do because I keep everything there. But there is one downside to Google Classroom that maybe anyone in here also have experienced. So I actually accidentally deleted one of the, not topics, I deleted one of the work of my student accidentally. Like I didn't mean to do that, but it deleted everything else. So it deleted everything else automatically, the whole topic. So I lost everyone's works at that time. And I tried to search the solution to that because there were a lot of people who found the same problem. And it turns out that there was no solution for that. So like if you accidentally delete something, you cannot somehow recover it. It's not like a recycle bin and you can somehow like recover all of your work again. Okay, and then the next question, there is levels for learners. Oh, okay. No, actually, before you go through the apps, you don't get like a kind of like a test or something that can test your English skills. So it's kind of like autonomous learning. So you have to know in which English level you can understand things. But I believe everything there is understandable because other than they have the subtitle, they have the built-in dictionary. So you can just click on the words that you don't understand so that you can understand, oh, this word means this word means this, and so on. Okay, so I think, oh, did you collaborate the cake with the Google Classroom in teaching? No, I have not, but I do plan to do so. I think it will be great. I think my students will really enjoy the use of cake with Google Classroom. Okay. I think that is all of the questions that is given, Mr. Mohammed. Is there anyone else who would like to ask more questions? Please do ask away. Thank you very much, though, everyone, for your insights. I do learn a lot from this. I'm learning a lot from all of you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Salma, and our pleasure to have you with us today. And I want to ask our attendees if they would like to start immediately with Mr. Marco's session, or they are going to have a break. Would you please, our attendees, would you please write in the chat box if you would like to start the second session immediately right now, or you are going to have a break? Okay, we have one vote now for now is better. Okay, go on. Okay, now to start now. And someone tells us to break for 5 minutes. Okay, so because it's time now for a last prayer time in Egypt, so we are going to have a break for 5 minutes, and then we are going to rejoin again. So thank you very much all our attendees, and thank you very much, Mrs. Salma. Our pleasure, and thank you all. Okay.
Thank you all.
5 minutes, inshallah, and we are going to start again.